Hey guys, so please forgive me for being so late. We are finishing our third video of the mom series, Reclaim Yourself Mom, tonight. And as moms know, things happen. So I had to finish work, and then I had my girlfriend's kids, and then it was dinner time for the kids. And then we were rushing off to swim practice, and I was thinking about doing it while we were at swim practice, but it was loud, and I was afraid my connection wouldn't hold, so I just decided to wait until we get back home. So, you know how it goes. As a mom, things change. So anyways, we are finishing our third video for the series, and tonight we are going to be talking about a couple of things. So the first thing that I want to talk about, just to kind of get it out of the way, we'll put it out there and then we'll get it out of the way. So as moms, a lot of times we get so bogged down that we just can't seem to get ourselves out. So what I want to say to you is, if you feel like that you are being pulled so far down and you just need something a little bit more than a couple of quick tips, or maybe a phone call to a friend, or a long talk with your husband, then I want you to get some help. And I know sometimes that's not really talked about, and it's not really, a lot of light is not shed on it. But if you feel like that you may need a little bit of extra, then please go get it. I will tell you from my personal experience, I have struggled with anxiety before, and after my second miscarriage, things got really, really dark for me, and I tried to do things on my own, and it just wasn't working. And my husband and I both, we just grieved in different ways. And I don't think that we really helped each other as much as we could have. Like, now looking back, you know, hindsight is 20/20. And I think that this was a learning experience for us. And we'll, you know, of course, life isn't always guaranteed to be perfect. So I'm thinking the next go around, you know, things just come up in life. I'm not trying to plan for tragedy, but, you know, the next go around we'll kind of know better. But if you feel like that you actually need help, then please, please do not wait. Go and get it. And nobody's going to judge you, and it's not going to be weird. I waited a really, really long time, and I didn't go to see anybody because I thought I was above that. I thought I didn't need that. I thought, personally, I'm going to be real honest, that people who needed it were weak. And let me just tell you how wrong I was. I am admitting right now to you I was very wrong. And I don't want to offend anybody by saying that, because I needed it. And after I got it, I felt a lot better. I actually went and talked to somebody, and it was just nice for somebody to sit and listen and not necessarily have any opinions, but just listen. And then eventually I did get a very, very small dose of medication, because I was not interested in being medicated. And that's why I think it took me so long to kind of get over the hump, where if I had have paid more attention in the beginning, it may not have gone as far as it did. So just getting that out of the way. If you don't even feel comfortable talking to anybody that you know personally about it, send me a message, and I will just, you know, recommend a couple of online places that I went that may be able to help you. Obviously, I'm not healing anybody here, but I can at least point you to a couple of places that really helped me when I was struggling. Okay, so if you need help, go and get it. Do not stay in that sad situation. You were made for so much more than that. And I will tell you, if it was not for God and some therapy and a little bit of meds maybe, and my family, then I'm afraid I might still be there. So now that I'm on the other side of that, I can tell you it is completely worth it. Okay, moving on. No more sad stuff. Okay, so our next thing that we are going to be reclaiming ourselves from is to stop caring what other people think. okay? There is no reason for you to give a flying crap about what your neighbor down the street does or thinks of you. If your children are bathed and fed and they're in the bed or if they're off to school, you have had a successful day, lady, because you are doing things the best that you can at the time, okay? It doesn't mean that things are perfect. It doesn't mean that their clothes match and that their hair is fixed. As long as they are up and dressed and hopefully fed, off to school, then you're getting there. You're in the right direction. It does not have to be, perfect every day. And of course, it will not be. I'll tell you, this morning was not a great day in the Whitmore house. Everybody was upset by the time we left for school, and that was at 7:45. So not every day will be perfect. You need to stop worrying about what everybody else thinks of you, because it does not matter at all. If they're not raising your kids, it doesn't matter. If they're not paying your bills, it doesn't matter. If they're not putting food on your table, then it does not matter. All right, next thing. Get out of relationships that are toxic to you. And if it is a marriage situation, then that's a little bit different. I would definitely, I am always an advocate for staying married as long as there's nothing horrible going on, abuse of any type. But if it's like a friendship is what more I'm talking about. If you have a friend who you feel like is pulling you down, who is much more of a leech, that kind of thing, then get rid of it. You don't have to completely cut it off if you don't feel like that's feasible, but get out of those relationships. If you need something more in your life, and that person is making it hard for you to get there, get rid of them. Okay, moving on. So speaking of getting rid of toxic relationships, we are going to talk about toxic relationships with food and exercise. I know, those are awful things to hear for some of us, but if we want to improve ourselves and we want to get better, then those are honestly the best two things. It's basically why I have saved them for last, because exercising and eating well will turn everything around for you. I think sometimes we don't realize just the benefit that comes from both. I mean, one, exercising is going to raise your endorphins. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to make your blood course through your veins. It's going to wake you up. It's going to give you more energy. And a lot of times we almost get it backwards, like, oh, I'm too tired to exercise. Well, if you exercise anyway, you're going to feel better and not be tired anymore. I think that's a problem. We just kind of get it backwards sometimes because we don't feel like we have the energy. Well, you're never going to have the energy if you don't make an effort to get some. And I mean in a natural way, not going to Starbucks or drinking Monsters. And then also cutting junk food out of your life. I have a whole nother list of stuff to talk to you guys about as far as junk food goes. But just eating healthy for your body is going to help you tremendously. It's going to boost your mood. It's going to make you feel better on a daily basis. It's going to give you more energy. You can possibly lose weight. So we're going to cut junk out. And one of the main things that I consider junk is going to be sugar. That nasty 5-letter word, sugar. Sugar does so many horrible things to you. And one of the main ones is it bogs you down. And then, after it's left you with a crash, you just want more of it. And it's not doing anything but being stored in your body as fat. So you might get an energy high from it immediately, but that's going to leave you wanting. So cutting out sugar is going to be one of the best ways to cut out junk to therefore eat better and make yourself feel better. Exercise and good food. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to post in the comment box for you all my tips on how to cut sugar out in 5 days. Lower your sugar in 5 days. The link will be in the comment box, so you can go and get that freebie if you are interested in taking the first step in changing things for yourselves. And We will see you guys next week. I love you, moms. I really hope you have enjoyed this series, and I hope that you do get something out of it. And let me know. Leave me a message. I totally want to see if you apply any of these things, or if you already apply some of these things. And even if you get the freebie, tell me how you started to feel when you cut out sugar. Let me know. I totally am interested. So I will see you guys next week. Mwah. I love you. Have a great night.